17 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock on this steamy Iowa morning right here on this 12th day of May. Yeah, that's right. We're at 73 degrees, but it feels like about 93 degrees. And that's kind of what we're going to get to today. High today of 94 with a south wind gusting at about 30 miles an hour throughout the day and sunshine all the way throughout as well. It is going to be Tennessee weather. It's what it's going to be. Speaking of Tennessee, there's our man right there on the video stream, our buddy Joe Denim. He's joining us as he does every Thursday for our Iowa-Tennessee connection. Morning, my brother.
What's happening, buddy?
It's hot. That's, we went from one extreme to the other. We were at 55 degrees most of last week, early this week even. And then we got up to, just sticky, scorchy, muggy garbage. I don't handle heat well. So
let's just put our sunglasses on. Let's just put our sunglasses on. It all goes away.
Mine are out in the car because I had to use them at 4:30 in the morning just to get here. That's how bad it was.
I got a pair. I'll loan you right here.
Oh, all right. Give me those. All right. Perfect.
How do I do this? I can't. Okay, there you go. They're yours. Okay, thank you.
There. Yeah, that's good.
That's good.
I'll just
90. It's 93 in Iowa today.
It's going to be 94. That's what our expected high. We had already on the 12th day of May. Well, yesterday was the 11th day. We had heat indexes reach 102 yesterday. So, yes, I'm serious, man. I'm serious. So this might be, instead of you and I, cutting up and laughing and joking like we always do, might be a day where I'm just complaining and griping and grumbling because I'm a little bit on the owly side. Heat tends to make me a little owly. You know what I'm talking about?
You get a little what?
A little owly.
Owly? What's owly?
You've never heard of somebody? Are you being a little owly today?
I've never heard the term owly. What does that mean?
Well,
it sounds like a real hoot.
Right. It kind of is a hoot when you're owly, only it's not a hoot for everybody else because usually when you're owly, you're not in a good mood. It's so down in Tennessee, y'all down there, you call it being a little more gizzardly, that kind of thing.
What about hangry? I've heard of hangry.
Hangry is when you're on the hangry side, right?
Yeah, that happens to me.
Well, that's when you're hung over and hungry, and so you're hangry. So you're.
What would if that's the case for hangry? Then what would hungry really mean?
Or in the case of Willie, you get the munchies. It's a whole other thing. It's that kind of thing. But owly means you're just kind of in a kind of a grumpy mood. I'm not grumpy. I'm just slightly owly because of this heat.
Well, I mean, you and U-Haul can fix that. You know? Right. Yeah. Yep. Free up a room, brother. I'm on my way down. All right. I've got a spot for you at the Waffle House. We got your own seat. I'm in.
Yeah, that's just it. I'll be sleeping on the counter at the Waffle House instead of at your place, but that's okay. That's what our friends for.
You'll be right next to me. Don't you worry.
That's because you're banished there most of the time anyway, but you love being there. That's the thing.
Oh, yeah, I know all of them. It's so weird. I went to one and where did we go? We went to one the other day, and I knew all the people. Wasn't even in Tennessee. They saw that video. They saw that video we did with Kid Rock and all those people, and they're like, "Hey, are you that guy?" And I'm like, "Yeah, carrying a skunk around." Normally, it smells like a skunk in Waffle House when I'm in there, but I carried one around, so you do.
You remember the TV show Cheers, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's my favorite TV show of all time, just in case
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Well, now you know that. And I actually had the pleasure of one time having Ted Danson, who played Sam Malone on Cheers, played Becker on Becker. He and his wife, Oscar-winning actress Mary Steenburgen, were actually on my morning show once. And that was like one of the few times, dude, I was like literally starstruck because I'm thinking, I am a huge Cheers and Becker fan, and I get to talk to Sam Malone, for crying out loud. Well, anyway, if you remember Cheers, you remember the character of Norm. Every time he'd walk in the bar, he'd say "Afternoon, everybody," or "Evening, everybody," and they'd say "Norm," because everybody knew him, right? Because he was Norm. Well, that's kind of like how you are at the Waffle Houses, not just houses.
Well, you say Waffle House, I say Waffle Home. So.
You got your own little fireplace action going on.
Yeah, I got my rocking chair from Cracker Barrel. I roll that down to the Waffle House and just make it a home.
Hey, whatever comfort you can fall into, man, wherever it's going to be. You know what? And waffles are comfort food, so why not, right?
Home is where the waffles are.
My Uncle Seamus used to say that. Of course, he used to mix his with 100% Finnegan's Irish whiskey, but that's how he made his waffle batter. But hey, it's a whole other thing. Hey, but the other thing I want to talk about that's probably going to make you a little bit owly if it's not. I want to first off ask you, what is your average gas price down in Tennessee right now? Because I just went and filled up my car again yesterday, and I'm telling you, dude, I'm already owly about this. This is just beyond ridiculous. We jumped like 30 cents in a day the other day. It's crazy.
I think it's only going to get better. By better, it's going to get better for the Sheiks and Turks over there in the sand dunes. Right. What are they doing with all this money? Seriously, they were making money at $1.80. What are they doing with all that money?
Dude, let's go to the actual oil companies themselves. And I'm just going to name them, like Exxon, who is it, BP, oil companies like that, where their top executives are making salaries of $100 million a year. And yet we, the American public, are sitting here paying $4.17 for a gallon of gas now because of that kind of stuff, and let's, what, I don't ever get political on my show because I don't want to offend half my audience. So I won't, and I won't say the name, but if you are convinced that the person you elected had nothing to do with this, I'm not sure I want to know who you are. I really am not sure I want to know you, because that means you're a moron. All right.
Yeah,
you're an absolute moron.
I don't think you're offending half the audience. I think if anything, you're offending 28% or 32% right now. Nobody likes this. I don't care who. It's not about size. It's about when I walk out the door with $100 and I come home with, 2 waffles.
Pocket change.
Diesel, which is the most uncured type of fuel on the planet. It's dirty and nasty. It's $5.79. I paid $5.79 yesterday. Now I drive that big old Duramax, right? And about $190 to fill that thing up yesterday. And I got to thinking, I'm like, man, if they're doing that to this, no wonder food's going through the roof. Why not corn? The world runs on diesel. The Iowa State bird is diesel, I think, right?
That's close.
It's a big diesel pump. But you think, and it's like, why is this food 40% higher? It's like, well, the gas prices are through the roof, right? So, yeah, man, that puts me a little gassy. Not so much owie, but gassy.
Gotcha. Well, at least I'm glad you're down there since you're gassy. That's better. But and here's the thing. Think about a little over a year ago when we were paying $1.69 a gallon. You cannot tell me, you'll never convince me, and you'll never convince the majority of this population of this country that this was not and is not being done by a alignment of certain entities. Right? There's no way. There's no way. And I will be the first one to say, dude, this. I was not a huge Donald supporter. I liked him. I voted for him twice. I didn't get out and campaign for the guy. I didn't get out and publicly promote the guy, that kind of stuff. Okay. But when he can keep for 4 years gas at a very, very tolerable level, and 2 months after he's gone, we're through the roof. Really? Does this really take somebody with intelligence to figure out? Really?
I had an argument the other day, not an argument because I shut it down because I don't argue. Somebody's like, well, why are you driving that big truck? Just get yourself an electric vehicle. They're so much more economical. I'm like, you just don't understand, do you? You can't. I'm not just driving me around, I've got a lot of drunk friends that need rides home, and I can't fit them in a Prius. The other day, I pulled into one of those parking lots that said electric car parking only. And, those big diesel trucks, everybody in Iowa knows this. And it has a big 110 plug to heat the heater, to keep the fuel warm.
Right.
I just pulled in there, ran an extension cord up, tied it off in a knot around the thing, and went in.
Boy.
I came out, there was a Post-it note on my windshield that said "a-hole" on it. I'm just like, you guys can't have your own electric parking spots now. What are you doing? That'd be a good question, Darren. How many people listening to K97? How many people today, this morning, have an electric car? I would like to know that in our comments.
If you do, if you're green like that, okay, God bless you. That's fine, whatever. But don't take away the option, which is exactly what they're doing. What is it, by 2033? All cars will be electric that are manufactured at that time. I mean,
I'm gonna have a jetpack. I want a jetpack by then.
Yeah, I want one of those Jetson mobiles. You know, those planes like on the Jetsons. That's what I want.
And anybody that has an electric car, I'm fine with that. But I want to come over and put a big old U-Haul hitch on it. And I need you to help me to pull some of my trailers around. Right. Bring that thing over here, and let's see how far we get with your little rice burner tugging around my band trailer. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
We should have options. That's what this all is about.
Right.
Having options. Oh, you're froze. Darren, what happened?
No, I'm not froze. Can you not hear me?
No, I can now. I'm just saying we have options. Yeah, we have options, and that's the beautiful thing about this. I don't care if you want to drive an electric vehicle. I don't care. That's fine. I choose not to. I like big old fat diesel trucks that rumble and stink and roll down the road. I'm out there just ripping and tearing the planet up one day at a time.
I agree, and that's 1,000% where I'm coming from. Is just give us the options. You want to have your electric car? That's fine, cool, great. Manufacture them all you want. Just keep making the gas cars and the ones that require oil. That's with that. And I want to get off on another tangent here, since we're talking about oil in a car, and I'm talking the oil that you burn in the engine, not the oil that burns the gas. You know, nowadays you got these car companies that are making these vehicles to where you can't even change your own stinking oil by yourself. I remember when I was a teenager, it was a thrill for us, me and my older brothers, when Dad taught us how to change the oil in our own car, man.
When you were 13, hold on, when you were 13, the joy you had changing the oil was talking dirty to the horse. Okay. Okay.
Well, kind of.
Ish. Come here. What was it? Old Yeller? No, that was a dog. What was it? Fred. What was the horse? Ed. Talking Ed.
Talking Ed. Ed the talking horse, right? Mr. Ed. There you go.
You had a bag of carrots and a washcloth. Here you go, Ed. Oil change. What kind of car did you have when you were 13?
I had when I was 13. I didn't have a car, man. I mean, you don't get a license down here to drive by yourself till you're 16. But the car that I used to change the oil in, a 1971 Chevy Impala, was the first vehicle that I had. Right, 71 Chevy Impala. That thing was a beast. I mean, it was an absolute beast. And getting under the car and taking the little lug nut off and letting the hot scorching oil drip, because I didn't let the engine cool down before I did that. And here's the thing too, when you're up there trying to unscrew the lug nut of the oil, you got to hurry up and jump out of the way somehow so you don't get burned by that oil flowing down. Reaching up there, changing the oil filter. Man, I miss those days. Are you kidding? Nowadays, you can't begin to do that yourself unless you are a certified mechanic, because the major car companies are making these vehicles to where you have to basically take them to a mechanic to get them even your oil changed.
Yeah, I was in a good mood before I called in.
Yeah, aren't you glad you did? Huh?
Aren't you glad I did?
Aren't you?
Yeah. No, I think it's just when you know how good something can be, it's hard to take things when they're crappy and try to take a crappy excuse for it. It's like, there's no excuse for this. That stuff should be 98 cents a gallon all day long. I don't care who you are or where you're at. And how can it be different from one side of a city to another?
Right.
It's like, well, we're $5.79. Well, we're $5.19. Well, how does that work?
Right. But yet there's no gouging going on, because gouging.
No gouging.
Right.
But just logistically, it'd be closer and cheaper to get that stuff from right here in our backyard versus taking it from, I don't know, Tanzania or wherever you get gas.
And dude, now you're going to get me off on another tangent. That's something else that a lot.
All right, I think we're losing control of the ship.
That's something else that a lot of people don't understand, is we got enough oil reserves of our own country in our own offshore wells that your grandkids would never have to worry about an oil shortage. That's how much we got, but yet we don't tap any of that. We instead, like you said, bring it in from I don't know, middle of Moscow or wherever we're getting our oil from nowadays. And go, let's just go ahead and pay even more for it because we're bringing it in instead of getting it off our own reserves here. Crazy.
Well, I think, yeah. Well, let's get to the we got it. Denim Fest is coming up. Speaking of,
there's going to be lots of oil at Denim Fest. Let's talk about.
We should give away gas cards, and when they get there and they get their free gas cards, it's just Taco Bell certificates. You know, it's like, here you go, free gas, and then hand out Taco Bell cards.
Well, dude, by that time, if we gave away legitimate gas cards at that time, by that time we'd be able to give away 1 gallon to a person at the most, if we're lucky, you know.
Speaking of gas and Taco Bell, did you see Dolly Parton now aligned and is doing a big song with Taco Bell?
Who? Dolly is, and who else?
Dolly Parton is doing a thing. It's called Mexican Pizza, and they're bringing the Mexican pizza back, and Dolly Parton's a spokesperson.
Is that right?
True story. I think there's 2 big pieces of pepperoni right in the center of that pizza, I think, on the special Dolly Parton pizza.
Okay, so while 2 big sombreros right on the pizza, right? That's what it is.
I think they referred to it as Mexican pizza. I think the T is actually a T for that campaign.
Makes
pizza.
Sense.
Yeah,
right, from the Smoky Mountains. Gotcha. So, speaking of Dolly, now that you've got me on this topic, now you got me off my little.
You can't be mad at. You can't be mad about Dolly. Please don't be mad about Dolly.
I got a little tiny bit of a beef with Dolly. Okay, just a little bit. Now here's why. All right. She originally came out and said, "Thank you for the honor of wanting to induct me in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but no thanks." And I thought, good for you. Stick into your country roots. God bless you. Yes, you did have some crossover hits. I don't know that they were by her choice or her record label's choice, but either way, 9 to 5 crossed over and 2 Doors Down crossed over, and a couple others here and there. But she stepped up and said, "No, thank you, thanks, no thanks." Then she turns around and says, "Well, it was voted on by the fans." No, it wasn't. It was made and elected by the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame board, who's about as biased as you can get. Dolly, come on now. Come on.
I think this is a clear case of the right gland not knowing what the left gland's doing.
Or the right lung not knowing what the left lung.
Yeah. I thought Mexican pizza was pretty good. Wasn't that good?
I enjoyed it. Just like Dolly starred in one of my favorite movies, The Best Little Warehouse in Texas, man. I thought that was fantastic,
Carpet Warehouse, is that her deal too? I think. How do we go from being mad and talking about Mexican pizza
and warehouses? I don't know, man. This is what we do.
I would love to do this all morning. I want to tell you next week about last week I had 2 spoonfuls of Dolly Parton's ice cream. She has ice cream by the pint, and it sells for $1,000 a pint.
Shut up. What?
No. I'll send you a link to it. We'll talk about this next week, and I'll tell you about my experience eating Dolly Parton ice cream.
How can she sell it for $1,000 a pint?
Some companies just run the price up, and a lot of it goes to charity, but it's $1,000. People are buying this on eBay. You go to eBay and Google Dolly Parton, or eBay, again, type in Dolly Parton ice cream. You'll find it on there going for $1,000 and being sold. And I had 2 scoops. Yeah.
How big were the scoops?
Oh, they were huge. Couldn't get my mouth around. Look at these stretch marks. Like I got 3. I got 1 song, and then I got a rock at 8:40. I wish I could stay here all day. This is the best interview we've ever had.
So was it real ice cream, or was it, I don't know, kind of silicone enhanced ice cream? They're making that kind nowadays.
It looked like real ice cream, but it, I still had a little lockjaw on that deal, but it's okay. We'll talk about Dolly Parton, eating Dolly Parton's ice cream.
Thank you for finishing that sentence.
Yeah, wow, that was a mouthful. Holy crap.
Dude, before you go, Denim Fest, August 27th. Hopefully by next week, we're going to announce who's opening for you at Denim Fest. And we can announce also where the ticket outlet is going to be and how you can get them online and the whole works. So hopefully that coming up next week. I know, God love her. I know A1 is feeling kind of bad, like, maybe she's not hitting it hard enough for some. I don't know. She's doing a great job, man. That's how the process works. She, sent me a text yesterday going, "I'm sorry, I'm really trying to get this going." Oh, you are, man. It's okay. Things happen,
Is she owly too? What'd you say, owly?
She was a little owly. Yeah, not with me. She was more owly about you yesterday than anything.
Okay,
but,
well, I'm trying.
Yeah, no, you're not. That's why she was owly. She's like, no, he's not trying. That's the thing.
Let me hit those comments.
He's eating Dolly Parton ice cream. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, well, I was hungry. I was hangry. I was hangry.
Kitty says hello. Okay, here it comes. Hello, Kitty. Oh, hello, Kitty. Okay, you don't understand that one. Jody says yes.
Yes.
Jody, I hope you're talking about us talking about the gas and oil and all that kind of stuff. Because yes, just have to be my favorite radio show. Hey, see, there you go.
That's why we did.
Doggone right. Jody, thank you so much for that. Appreciate that. Much appreciated. Stumpy, good morning. My favorite train person and the awesome Joe Denim. I don't know how to take that.
Train. You know what he's talking about.
Yeah, my morning train, I hope is what he's talking about with him. You know, I've been with Stumpy when he's been, talking about trains. It's not really a pleasant kind. So anyway.
You know, the difference between your train and Stumpy's train is Stumpy's train says Fisher Price on the side.
It's always red. Kitty says just to live in the moment. Don't worry about tomorrow or yesterday. It gets us nowhere besides high blood pressure. You know what, Kitty? Appreciate your optimism.
I went away there for a minute.
I'll just leave it at that. I appreciate your optimism. I wish life was that simple, but there you go. Dude, what? My goodness, what did you just walk into a cathedral? Can you not hear me? Can you not hear me now? Hello? Can you not hear me now? Can't hear me? Can't hear me? Can't hear me?
How do you reload? Can you hear me?
Yes.
I cannot hear you. I can't hear what you're saying.
Step outside.
Okay. Hold on.
I'm not saying power to the people. I'm saying step outside. Oh my goodness. I don't know if he's going to sign back on or not. Who knows? Hey, there's my cousin Peggy. Good morning, cousin. Mexican pizza is the best thing at Taco Bell. Yeah, I haven't had their Mexican pizza. I'll try that. Maybe I should make a Dolly Parton pizza. Stumpy, I don't even want to know how you'd make a Dolly Parton pizza. It'd be delicious. I know that. I just don't want to know what you would add to that to make it a Dolly Parton pizza. But anyway, Kelly, good morning from the overhead door boys. Yeah, stay cool. Have a good day. You too, Kelly. Thanks for having us on, man. Much appreciated. Very much appreciated. Kitty, oh, you guys are bad. No, we're actually pretty good, Kitty, but thank you for that. And Tracy, good morning to you too. Hey, have a great day on your Thursday as well, and enjoy your special day just because it's Thursday, right? I don't like Denim signing back on. He had to get going to a gig here in a little bit, which is why we came on earlier today. He had some recording thing for Tonka trucks or something like that going on today. I don't remember what it was, but anyway, he's there. Oh, wait. Oh, see, you did sign back.
Can you hear me?
Hey, there he is. I didn't think you were going to sign back on. I know you had a gig to go to.
Hang on, let me try this right here. Hold on.
Okay, I can't hear you now. I see your mouth moving, which when there's not actual words coming out is never a good thing. Cannot hear you. Cannot hear you.
Is it? How about now?
Yes. There it is.
We did it. Forgot. There's a special at the Waffle House. All right. Sorry about that. What happened? What did we miss?
Nothing. It looked like you walked into a cathedral, but then I realized, no, that's right. You walked into your own home, which is about the size of a cathedral, so I totally forgot about that. You still there? Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
What did you? I'll call you back.
No, there, you're good. Oh, no. You had it. Whatever he keeps messing with, I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyway, knowing him, he's probably going to probably stay on with me for a little bit while he drives to his appointment he's got coming up here in a few minutes. So we'll see if he pops back on real quick. Anyway, appreciate all the comments today. Thanks for having fun with us like we do. Thanks for letting me go off on my soapbox today. Sorry, yesterday was the first time I filled up my car with gas since we took this, 38-cent hike or whatever it was from one day to the next. And I don't know. It's just getting frustrating, man. You think of of individual people, just single people like myself that have one income that are trying to make a living, right? Then you think of the families that have to suffer through all this, and you think of families with kids that have to suffer through all it. Come on, man. Does anybody care about the American people anymore? I mean, honestly, really, do we matter? Do we matter at all?
We do. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I can hear you even.
I don't know what happened. I think they heard us talking about gas prices. They tried to shut us down.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's what it was, man.
What good comments did I miss? Sorry about that.
Oh, that's all right. Let's see. Where did we leave off? Kitty, I think, was the last one. And she said, just live in the moment. And I said, that's great. That's I appreciate your optimism and I appreciate your positivity. It's not always that easy, but appreciate it anyway. Then there's my cousin Peggy, by the way. My cousin Peggy, JD says, Mexican pizza is the best thing at Taco Bell.
I mean, it is. It is so great. It's back.
So they're bringing it back. And then Stumpy says, maybe I should make a Dolly Parton pizza. Here's the thing. Knowing Stumpy, he would slice up muskmelon and put on it, just to make a point.
How do you get cantaloupe to stay on a pizza, Stump?
I mean, it would be delicious. We know that because Stumpy can make anything delicious, but I don't know how he would classify it as a Dolly pizza without putting some Stumpy into it, if you know what I'm talking about. Anyway.
Well, it definitely wouldn't be thin crust,
And it definitely wouldn't have green olives like you do, because, they're just small. Anyway, Kelly, you missed my comment from the overhead door boys. Kelly says, good morning from the overhead door boys. Stay cool. Have a good day. You too, Kelly. Appreciate that, my brother. Kitty says, oh, you guys are bad. And I told Kitty and everybody else, no, we're actually very good.
Oh,
and then,
wait till the 27th of August when we don't have to be good on the radio. It's on.
Yeah, when there's no regulation called the Federal Communications Commission overseeing what we say, yeah, you wait until then, Kitty. Then you want to know bad, you come out on the 27th of August. And then Tracy says good morning to us both as well. So Tracy, again, good morning to you, and enjoy your Thursday as well. So yeah, there you go, man. Where are you off to? Tell everybody where you're going.
I'm headed to Watertown, Tennessee, the home of Sam, where I picked up Sam. Heading to the mountains there and finish up some things, and then I am going into the studio with Leah Turner. Do you guys remember Leah Turner?
You bet, absolutely.
Yeah, we're tracking a song her and I wrote a few weeks ago, and it's a bad to the bone song, so I'm headed in there to knock that out.
You and Leah are doing a George Thorogood cover?
Yeah, Bad to the Bone. It's I Don't Drink Alone. It's a parody. I'm going to see George Thorogood, I think, next week here at the Ryman, too, by the way.
Is that right?
Yeah.
He's still upright and taking nourishment? Is he really?
Yeah, they said George Thorogood live, and I'm like, I hope.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we're not there yet, for crying out loud,
Yeah. George Thorogood's first show was on a cruise ship. It was called the Ark, and he had this gig with Noah, I think.
Do you know who Edward James Olmos is? He played Edward James Olmos. He played Lieutenant Castilla on Miami Vice back in the 80s.
Oh, okay. I don't.
Okay. Really bad complexion, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. How about Charles Bronson? Remember the great Charles Bronson?
Yeah.
Okay. Charlie Bronson didn't have the greatest complexion on the planet. Not that mine is, super silky and smooth.
I mean, look at this.
Yeah, yours is just lovely.
It's all whiskey and waffles. That's my secret.
It looks like somebody started to shave the backside of a cow and they just decided to stop and give it up. But whatever. That's a whole nother thing.
I've seen better hair on a bar of soap at the Flying J truck stop.
So Thorogood, he's a great musician, man. He really is, and I love his music. But when his video for a Bad to the Bone came back out, back when he first released the song, and I Drink Alone, he looked like he was about 97 then, with his complexion like it was, and so I don't know what he would even look like now. But hey, if you're going to see him, God bless you, man. That's awesome. He'd be one to see without a doubt.
I'm going to ask if he's been putting forest fires out with his face.
Hey, speaking of, now you
all right, I'm pulling into the Waffle House. Yes.
Okay, before you go, you being a piano player like you are,
Yes.
tough loss for me personally over the weekend because I'm an enormous fan of Mickey Gilley. Were you a Mickey Gilley fan at all ever?
I had the pleasure of playing with him on stage, and he wanted to do The Girls All Get Prettier, and he jumped on stage, and I said, "Here, play the piano. I'm your biggest fan, Mickey." And he looked at me and he said, "You're playing it just fine. I'll stand over here and sing." And I played The Girls All Get Prettier, and Mickey Gilley sang with a full band, and it was one of the high points of my Nashville life. I love Mickey Gilley.
Wow, no kidding. You got to play when the girls
True
all get
story.
prettier at closing time. No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh wow, wow. That would be an
Yes.
honor and a half.
Yes.
Incredible. Yeah, I got the pleasure of
Yeah, I
meeting him.
love that, and I guess I gotta get.
Wow. Okay, here's the thing, dude. We need you to be careful because the old adage of they go in threes. Naomi Judd, Mickey Gilley, we don't need you to be number 3, so you need to be driving careful wherever you go.
All right. I'm going to drive careful. I will see you next week. We will talk all about Mickey Gilley, and we will talk all about what was the other thing we were going to talk about?
Gas prices. We haven't talked about them yet.
I'll call you back.
See you, buddy.
See you, buddy.
We'll talk about Denim Fest next week. That's what we're going to talk about. Anyway, appreciate you being on with us this morning again, letting us jump on early. He had to get to that appointment. Hey, one more comment. My man Adam there. Good morning to you too, Adam. Thanks for always being on with us every Thursday, my brother. Greatly appreciate that. Next week, yes, we're going to talk about Denim Fest. We'll tell you how you can get your tickets. Hopefully, we'll have it all set up by then, and hopefully, we'll have the ability to be able to announce the opener / openers for Denim Fest coming up August the 27th at Fort Frenzy right here in Fort Dodge. So hang in there. We're getting closer. We still got some time, obviously. We're just in May, and Denim Fest isn't until August, so we got some time. No big rush whatsoever at this point, but we'll fill you in on more details on that coming up next week. Coming up in just a little bit, how about I spin some tunes, keep us going on this morning train for the next few minutes. Some Morgan Wallen on the way. You're on the best ride of the day. Thank you so much for being on it. It is the morning train. It is only on K97.